Hello, and welcome to another TikTok session. Hi, my name is Mrs. Romero, and this is my daughter, Olivia. In honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right here, I have a picture of him, I'd like for you to join me in creating some art based on one of his central messages. Dr. Martin Luther King preached extensively about judging people based on the content of their characters and not by their appearances. Meaning, judge someone by their inner beauty and not by how they physically look. As such, I'd like to show you how thoughts and words that we use can hurt each other and why that matters. For this project, you will need a blank piece of paper and crayons or colored pencils or markers, specifically red and green ones. At the top of the page, I'd like for you to write the title, Thoughts and Words Matter. So now you have the title, Thoughts and Words Matter. So you take the piece of paper and fold it in half like this. Open it up where you have the title. And on one side, I'd like for you to draw an apple. Go ahead. When you think of an apple, the first thing that comes into our mind is the color red. So I'd like for you to make that apple a red apple. And you can put the little brown stick on it, whatever you'd like. But it needs to be a red apple, or it could be pink. So here we have Olivia's red apple. Now around that apple, because usually, like I said, when we think of an apple, the first thing we think about is a red apple, I'd like for you to write some really positive messages that you might say to an apple. So in this case, I have an example. This is an apple that I actually have. I bought at the supermarket. It's called a Pink Lady apple. It's very nice, looks beautiful, has a beautiful sheen to it. So I'd like for you to write some positive things about this apple. For example, we might say, Pink Lady is a beautiful name to have. We might also say that it tastes delicious. It's sweet. Makes me feel happy when I see it. What other things could we say, Olivia?
It's not sour.
It's not sour, it's sweet. And what else? Could be crunchy.
It's not crunchy, it's soft.
It's soft, okay, it's a little soft. It's not too hard on the teeth. So as you see, we've written positive thoughts around this apple, right? If I was an apple right now, I'd be pretty happy and my self-esteem would be up. So on the other side of this apple, I'd like for you to draw another apple, but this time we're making it a green apple. So now you see that we've made the red apple, but now we have the green apple. And this time though, because the green apple is a different apple, let's imagine that you've never seen a green apple. So here I have a green apple. It's actually a Granny Smith. You've never seen it, you never tasted it, you don't know anything about this apple. So I'd like for you to write, what could you say that's negative about this apple? Something bad. So you might say, for example, just using on the word Granny Smith, that's a horrible name to have. It sounds like a little old lady. So we might write that, horrible name. What else could we say about it, Olivia?
It's dark, it's atrocious. It's very sour.
It's very sour.
The color is like barf, vomit.
Okay, so let's write all those bad things about the green apple, the Granny Smith. So Olivia wrote some negative things. It's atrocious, it's sour, it reminds her of vomit, it's disgusting, bad things. Now, if I was a green apple right now, I'd be feeling pretty horrible about myself because the red apple might be thinking this about the green apple. And at this point, you might be thinking, well, this is silly. We're writing bad and good things about apples. But what I wanted you to do is just point out, imagine if these were two different kids who look different than each other, who act differently than each other, who think differently than each other. And they might be in the same classroom or the same school. And how each one would be feeling right now if they heard these things. The red apple might be feeling great because they're always feeling positive thoughts about themselves and thinking those positive thoughts as well. But the green apple might actually be feeling horrible, thinking that people are thinking these things about me, I'm thinking these things about me, and people might even be saying them to me. And what I want you to do is take a look and see how over time, when we say these things to each other, when we use mean or hateful words to people who might think differently than us, act differently than us, look differently than us, it actually causes pain. In the green apple, it starts to build up and it really damages us. It really starts to build up a lot of pain. In the red apple, it also damages us. Over time, it starts to damage us on the inside as well because we're filling our minds with these negative thoughts. We're filling them up with negative thoughts and we're saying that to other people. And what we do is a lot of times, even if we don't say these thoughts, we might think it and we might treat people unconsciously, meaning like without really noticing what we're doing. We might, if someone acts differently, we might give them a cold shoulder, roll our eyes, not say anything to them, not even look them in the eye. And that's not nice because everybody wants to feel included, right, Olivia? And everybody wants to feel like they're part of the group or that you acknowledge them. Everybody wants to feel acknowledged. And when we don't acknowledge people and we don't acknowledge people's pain, they start to feel excluded. And one of the things I want to bring out is that when we are dealing with people that look or act differently or think differently than us, it's actually good to maybe ask questions, maybe get other people's viewpoints, maybe get other people, just ask questions about their background. Maybe ask, why do you eat these foods? Is this part of your ethnic culture or your heritage? Could this be maybe something passed down from a grandparent? Why do you think these things? Do you talk about these things? And we could always do it in a respectful tone without getting loud. Because when we start to argue, it just doesn't lead anywhere positive. And so what I'd like to leave you with is that when we're thinking about people that are different from us, a green apple versus a red apple, right? Let's use positive thoughts because negativity just makes things worse and brings pain. And sometimes the best thing you could do to someone that doesn't look like you or doesn't think like you, and you might see them on the street, they could be in your classroom, they could be in your school, they could be on your block, is just look them in the eye, smile, and say hello. Hello. Hi. And so I want to leave you with that one of the things that Dr. Martin Luther King wanted to is for everyone to treat each other with respect. We don't have to be best friends, but we have to respect each other. And with respect and kindness and hopefully love, we can fulfill his legacy of judging people by the content of their character and not by how they look. Have a good day.